Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Dugout Mug Studios. This is a Variety Sports Network production. It's the seventh inning stretch.
All right, we're here with you on another Thursday. We're getting closer to opening day, ladies and gentlemen. Here with it, we got Josh Edwards, of course. We got Logan Stone back from his nap, and we got Tyler McGurk here, ready to roll here on a Thursday. We got a big show for you. It's going to be a good one. And we're going to go catchers a little bit with our draft, and I'm going to go back a little old school. I'm going to give these guys some comparisons, see what they pick there with it. We'll also get into the NL East here. Make sure you subscribe to us over there at Variety Sports Network. Seventh inning stretch. We've been with you all off season, people. So show us a little love along the way with it. Appreciate the Ohio Sports Talks guys coming on last week to talk to NL Central. Doug and Jordan, always appreciate the back and forth we get with the guys there with it. So shout out to them as we kind of get going here at the Reds. We got a lot to get into. There's a lot of signings to get into as well. Make sure you check the ticker at the bottom. I got you on injury updates, quotes of the week, and headlines of the week here on seventh inning stretch. All right, before we get into the division talk, gentlemen, Logan Stone, we've been talking about it for weeks. Bregman finally signs with a team, goes to the Red Sox.
Yep.
Will this end up being a great pickup for Boston, sir?
Yeah, they got their guy. They wanted him. It's kind of interesting, the stories that are coming out. Sounds like the Blue Jays had conversations with him a couple weeks ago on that 6-year $170. And it seemed like the AAV was right around $28 to $29 million, $29 million, I should say.
$29, that'd be a good deal.
Yeah, $29 over 6 years.
Welcome to 1776.
Yeah, but,
I got you though. Yeah, go ahead.
And then the Tigers were in on him. It seems like up until yesterday, and then it sounded like the Red Sox kind of did a dumb move where they just overpaid him short term, paying him $40 million a year with opt-outs after years 1 and 2. So, I mean, we could be playing this game again next year. But yeah, it's a good pickup for the Red Sox. They got their guy. They needed defense at third base, which sounds like he's not even going to be playing third base. He's going to be playing second base because why? I don't know. So
It makes no sense.
Why don't you like it?
Horrible.
Because Rafael Devers is a horrible defender, and he needs to be DH. That has been their. I mean, no, I'm not. I know I'm not big on the whole defensive crap, but I mean, Rafael Devers is the single word. He's not even a third baseman. What Josh talks about whenever Wilson Contreras is not a catcher, Rafael Devers is not a third baseman.
It's a good pickup, though. It
is a good pickup. It's a good pickup. I love it. I just think Bregman needs to be at third, and Devers needs to be playing DH where he belongs.
And who's playing second? Trevor Story? Who's over at second there?
I have no idea.
What are we doing?
I mean, they have that. The Red Sox have that prospect coming up that they believe is going to start the year with the club. So I don't know why. Why they're trying to hinder him or whatever.
He's finally signed, McGurk. He's there, the best free agent left. I as this time went on, I'm like, I think I'm underrating Bregman a little bit. I know his numbers don't. I think it's a great pickup for the Red Sox. I think given their lineup, this makes them deeper. It gives them a real chance at the playoffs here. I'm a big fan of the pickup.
Anytime the Red Sox make a big signing now, you just go back to Mookie Betts and his $32 million annually, and you go, "What the heck were they thinking, giving him away?" Like that's where I go.
It's like a Luka trade, huh?
They're paying Bregman $40 million.
Too soon.
A quarter of the contract's getting deferred, which probably the Red Sox like. But I don't know. Bregman's a good baseball player. He's clutch too in October. He'll fit perfectly in Boston. He has that like red ass, stubborn October Boston mentality that I think it's a good signing. But what were they doing with Betts? It just kills. If I was a Boston fan, I'd never forgive him.
I think Boston fans do not forget that one. Like I said, it reminds me of our basketball little reference there to big Luka there with the Mavericks doing that as well. Edwards, I know Susie would be. She's been saying this the whole offseason, like just sign already, just sign. I thought for the Cubs it would be a better fit for him, kind of we kind of give their team a little extra boost. But the Red Sox always seem like number one here along the way. It seemed like that. I think it's a great pickup for them. You think it's a good pickup for Boston? You think this gives them a chance to make the playoffs here?
I don't know if I'd go that far.
Really?
I think it's a great pickup for them. I don't know if he is the difference to get them into the playoffs. He's going to make them a contender. Let's put it that way. They're going to make some noise. I am not sitting here going, they're going to be in the wild. They're going to be the wild card spot out of the AL East. I'm not willing to say that by any means. But this does make them more of a threat. It gives them more credibility. Definitely solidifies the lineup at the plate. And if they pull their heads out of the rear ends and they move him to third, it'll make him much better defensively. And you got to have a guy who can play great defense on the hot corner. So we'll see what happens. I really expected him to end up in Chicago with the Cubs.
I got to push back on you guys on this.
Yeah,
I feel like Logan. I mean, this third base crap. I don't know, Tyler. Do you feel the same way? If you have a great,
I'm with Darren on that. I'm a Giants fan. I had a fat Juan Uribe and a fat Paulo Sandoval playing third base during my championship. Like I look at it and I'm like, that's where you put the guy who can. I mean, Devers.
Yeah, but the rest of your team was stacked.
A fat Juan Uribe. I didn't think I was.
Have you guys not seen Devers play third base?
No, he's bad. I agree.
It's horrid. But I will. I thought you were going to push back on John saying that Bregman wasn't going to push him over. I disagree with that completely. They were 81-81 last year. They had a sneaky hot offseason that no one really talks about. I mean, they probably had the fourth best offseason.
And they get Giolito back.
And that's like with the Mets, the Dodgers, and the Yankees, and not Giolito.
They get it back, though.
Yeah, they do get Giolito back. They got Garrett Crochet, and I think they needed that solid bat to help Devers and Casas. And I mean, they have Casas, they have Yoshida, they have a couple of really good guys, and that second baseman Jeter Downs, who's playing center field. Who was he Rookie of the Year last year?
I don't believe so. I don't remember.
Sounds like a nickname the Yankees fan gave.
I don't remember Jeter Downs being Rookie of the Year.
He was named Jeter because his parents' favorite player was Derek Jeter. But anyways, Jeter Downs is there. I mean, they have a really solid team, and I think Alex Bregman can put. I mean, if he can give them 26 home runs a year, I mean, and a consistent on base percentage, you're gonna make the playoffs.
Okay, you're forgetting hold on, Darren. I'm going to stop you.
Yeah, go ahead.
You're forgetting the division they play in. The Yankees are now stacked and loaded. Baltimore's still going to be a really good team.
I don't know about
Baltimore. Still the Yankees. Baltimore's still going to be a good team. They're still going to be 86, 85 wins. They're still going to be a good team.
I don't think so.
I mean, okay, that's fine. We'll see where they end up. So you think they're not even going to be 800 or the 500?
Jared Duran, sorry. I'm stupid.
Hey, just like it sounds like Jeter. Sounds like Jeter.
But anyways, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to look at the competition they're playing against. I don't think it's enough to say they're going to win the AL East. They may sneak in.
I don't think they're going to win the AL East.
But I don't think they're going to be this powerhouse team this year. I think they're still another year, another offseason away, or a couple trades away. That's just where I'm at on. I still think it's the Yankees' division to lose. I think Baltimore is going to have a chance
win the wild card easy.
Really?
I mean, the Orioles really done that much in the offseason.
So you don't think Texas and Houston are going to be good?
Nice catch.
Texas and Houston?
Yeah, they.
Who are they?
I'm just impressed Logan caught that piece of ice with his Who cares about who they signed? I mean, talk about a Gold Glove third baseman. I mean, Logan Stone, Mike.
I just don't think
I told you I was smooth.
That's enough. That's all.
But
I think they'll be good.
Who do you have winning the division in the West?
Well, we have AL East preview and AL West preview to come, Logan Stone. Let's not get ahead of what we have.
I'm just saying, I think Texas is going to be good. I think Houston's done a little bit of restocking, and they're going to be fine in the AL West. I think the AL Central is going to be tougher than people think it is already. So, yeah, I mean, could Boston sneak into the 7th spot? Okay, I could see that. You're right. With the expanded playoffs, I could see that.
They could beat the Royals.
They could definitely beat the Royals. I just think Bregman's a solid baseball player.
They could also lose to the Twins.
We've seen baseball as a weird sport. I think it's a good signing. I think we all would agree $40 billion is maybe a little much for him at this point, but it's a little tough in that regard. How great is Bregman and Chapman on the same team?
Aaron's wearing his sassy pants today.
He is wearing his sassy pants, and look, we're going to get to it. Mets are winning the East. Nobody's stopping that 1-4 hitters. You're a Mets fan, Eric. Come on, don't get overconfident. Don't do that to yourself.
Late as his catcher.
Do not do that to yourself. Let's get to an NL East preview. Is it the Mets' time to take the division? These are some of my thoughts with it. Philly gets playoff swagger. Can they get it back? Braves can come back to life. National Marlins, do they have any hope? I mean, I don't know. Tyler, where do you think with this division has started out?
I mean, I think it starts with the top 3 teams.
Is it the Mets for you? Is that offseason?
It's the Mets because of the offseason. They bring in Soto, huge move. They retain Pete Alonso. They have Lindor at the top of the lineup, who I was banging on the drum for the Giants to sign or trade for when they could. I think Vientos is going to be the key to this lineup. If he has that year that he could have that is pretty great, this lineup becomes unbelievable. If he has a dip or a kind of a sophomore slump from his last month or in playoffs, I don't know. This lineup could obviously with Soto and Alonso and Lindor, you're good. But the depth still worries me. Francisco Alvarez as a hitter isn't anything special. Jeff McNeil, a hitter. I don't know. It's top heavy. I think Vientos is the key. But the Mets didn't address their starting pitch. They
re-signed Sean Manaea.
That's my issue. You saw Sean Manaea last year. Mets fans and were like, "Oh, he's pretty good." I watched him the year before that, and I watched him a decade before that. And then pitching in the NL West for the Oakland A's. He's not a consistent pitcher. He has trouble finding the strike zone. I like Senga, Frankie Montas once again. A's scrappy. I don't know. Clay Holmes coming from reliever to starter. It's always a mixed bag of what you're.
I kind of like that one a little bit though. Out of all of them, that one out of all the little switches, I don't mind that one.
But why do you do this to me?
But to not really address your starting rotation in a major way, I don't know. We'll see how much offense carries them.
The Manaea one is interesting to me, obviously, because the Bay Area tie. He had a great year last year. I didn't think he would. He kind of developed that sidearm thing at the end of the year where people were kind of falling in love with that a little bit too. I don't know, Logan. Mets did make the heavy favorite. They do have a great 1-4. I think Vientos can maybe be better, as we talked about. I think he could come on even more. What's my guy, Jesse Winkler, as they call him? No. So what do you got with Logan? What do you think of the Mets there? Is the height and the talent, but can they take the division?
I think they are okay.
Yeah.
I mean, they should have gotten Bregman. They should have gotten a couple guys, but I think they overpaid for Alonso. That
was a great deal.
Was it?
I mean, 2-year deal and a 1-year opt after.
Next year.
But I don't think it's a bad deal because of that. I think you get a motivated player again.
They extended it for another year.
I guess you could be right. I don't know.
I gotta be like you and Josh once in a while. You guys have me motivated to argue with you, so I gotta pick my game up a little bit.
This is like my thing.
What lap are we on, Josh?
They keep giving these big, mediocre players these big contracts, and then they I'm not saying Juan Soto, I'm saying everyone else, and then the Manaea signing, that was stupid. They could have gotten retained Luis Severino or cheaper, and they just overpay for these players, and
the Oakland A's overspended on Luis Severino.
The best contract.
It was still cheaper than Manaea.
Oh, that's
and then they paid Clay Holmes, and Clay Holmes is trash.
So you think
I know Darren
good stuff.
Not really.
Oh,
I mean, maybe as a starter he's great, but I've never seen a mediocre closer turn around and become the greatest starter of all time. So, but I gotta say, I'm kind of.
There you go.
Yeah. He was. I think he started as a starter and then became a closer because he was so bad.
He did throw no hitter.
He did. I was just about to say.
Him and Dave Rigetti.
I'm really interested in the Nationals this year. Aaron's angry.
Oh, Aaron's angry at you. And Aaron should have. This guy's never heard of Nolan Ryan. Yes, he was a relief. Who is this guy? It's Mr. Stone. This is a legend. We got it with it. So you're more
Nolan Ryan was
interested
never close. Okay.
How could you
but-
be interested in the Nationals more than the Mets, sir? That's a good question.
Well, honestly, with
Dylan
our
Cruz.
drafts, our drafts that we've been doing, who was it that got me really interested in him? Luis Garcia Jr. He's got, he's a solid second baseman, and then we had James Wood. We got some guys coming up.
James Wood got you
maybe
excited. That
CJ
makes sense.
Abrams. Huh?
Who,
I'm not saying they're going to win a wild card. I'm just saying, like, I'm interested in them. And
over the Mets with Soto and Lindor. That surprises me, Logan. I know you're a
Because
hard.
the Mets are. Hold on, I'm going to defend.
Yeah,
Logan.
go ahead, Edwards. Go ahead.
1 second.
The reason the Mets are not going to be exciting for us is because they went and spent all the money. They went and got a bunch of high-end players. We expect them to be good. Washington, on the other hand, has a bunch of no-name young kids who we don't know what they're going to be, but they showed some potential last season. If Washington blossoms and gets to 82 wins this year, they had a fantastic year, and Logan's right. They would be more exciting than the Mets.
Josh, I still say
Tyler's
it's because of
angry.
that damn cruise that he went on. I feel like that has made him a national. Like, ever since I met Logan, this cruise in the Nationals World Series game, I feel like that it's stuck in my brain. I always think of that when I think of Logan at the Nationals.
It's such a great World Series.
I know, but I'm always thinking about you on a cruise with your shirt off. I don't want to think about it. So I got that.
Why would you think it was me and my shirt off?
You're in a cruise.
They
You're out
don't-
getting sun, man. You're out there watching the
Look
Nationals.
at his
drinking a
skin
Teddy
tone. If he went out in the sun, he'd burn.
I did turn into a rock lobster whenever I went on that cruise.
well,
You
why
have
look
pictures
out.
of me being super red.
Look out,
They
ladies.
don't have a bullpen, and I'm not even saying they're gonna win.
They're
80
entertaining to
games.
you.
They're like maybe I would say 75. If they won 75, that's a win. To me, I think
They haven't finished since 500 since your cruise, to be honest. Since 2019, they have not finished.
I need to go on
500.
another cruise.
There you go.
But the truth is I think that this division is a lot more up in the air than we'd like to admit. I think the Phillies took a step back by not doing anything. I think the Braves are, going to be the Braves.
They got Profar, right?
Yeah, they got Profar, who I think is a solid pickup, and
They lost Freed.
They did lose Freed, and that's their starting rotation is going to be kind of iffy. I understand that Sale just won the Triple Crown, but he's also Chris Sale, who fell off a bike and broke his entire body. So we're
sand or a phone or something.
Yeah, and then so I think this is going to be. I don't think it's going to be the East that we've seen the last couple years. I think it's going to be not a mediocre, but I think it's going to be below what we're used to.
Does the winning team get 100 wins?
No.
Okay.
94
at best.
I think is going to be.
He can't be on the show tonight, man. We are way too much in rhythm and agreement. This isn't right.
Did you say 94?
I feel like
I said 94 before you got
You're
it.
so hot.
Josh, I like that.
Josh Angelica, I love you.
I got to start going at Logan more. That way you guys get along more. I like that's what I need to do.
This is not what I was expecting. I am prepared to fight with him.
Tyler, your TBS Braves, they get Profar there. They do get Strider back at Acuna Jr. That is what do you call people? Elite talent coming back here at some point. I mean, that is elite talent that you'll be getting back. Who out of those three teams they met, where would you put the order? If right now, if you're thinking,
I always take the Braves number one.
Really?
Even on down years, I got the Braves number one. They have the best pitching. You mentioned Chris,
even without Freed,
can get hurt easy. Ronaldo Lopez this season. They have that Swellenbeck or whatever the heck is. The Braves are always coming with pitching, and they have loads of it. And Strider's not going to be out that long this year. He's supposed to come back late April, early May. He's the best pitcher as far as stuff probably right now, outside maybe schemes. And then you get Ronald Acuna back in late May, June, maybe even before that. Like, that's two of the five best players in all baseball. You're adding to
right now.
Profar, Riley, Ozuna, Olsen, Albies, Harris, Murphy, Arcia. Like, these are all stars that I just mentioned, and they're not even like past.
Aaron, take that. Take that, Aaron.
The
take
Braves
that
are the
right
best
there.
team, and I don't think it's remotely close. The Phillies,
that.
I'd put it
Remotely
2, and then I'd put the Mets 3. I think the Braves will win 106 games. I think it'll be closer
What?
to 2 years ago than last.
Hey, timestamp this.
We will definitely tie this up.
106?
106?
Is that a realistic thing, or are you just being
How many did they
Yeah.
win 2 years ago? 100.
I got this.
maybe
I got
101?
the Dodgers at like 109.
I don't think
They're not even
the
close to
Dodgers
the
have
Dodgers.
Aaron and Susie right now.
What? We'll
I
watch.
love you, man. I love it. I hope they win 106.
I call him TBS
my
Tyler
gosh.
for a reason. I call him TBS.
Thank
But I call like he does. He believes what he says there. I do kind of agree with he said a little bit about the Mets in the sense of, yeah, Aaron, your top 5 is great, but there is some drop offs. They do have the relief pitching. Can Diaz keep it? They get Minter as well from the Braves, actually.
The Braves
well.
won 89 games last year and then 104 and 23.
Is this the
101.
Phillies'
Closer
last
to-
hurrah? Is this the Phillies' last hurrah with this team? That's what I want. In this division, that's what I think of the most of this team. They've won the division. They have Harper. They made that massive signing. They have got Schwarber, obviously, as your prototypical leadoff hitter, I guess. You have that with it, and then they didn't trade Alex Bohm this year. They got Scott there, like Edwards. It's set up for them to but they made the World Series and they lost the LCS. Now they lost the division series. Like they better there has to be a reverse of this. So the Phillies to me are one of the more interesting teams headed into the season, and I don't know. That's where I feel about the Phillies. There.
Yeah.
What do you think, Edward?
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead, Logan.
No, he was asking you, and I.
No,
just-
go ahead. He can react.
Okay.
Go
I'm
ahead.
giving you the floor, sir.
Okay, well, I think because they took a step back, they're getting older. Nick Castellanos is really going downhill fast. Kyle Schwarber is probably not going to be the greatest thing ever anymore, and my boy Trey Turner can only do so much, and JT Realmuto has got injured last year, so wondering where he's at. They needed to get a third baseman. They really needed to get
I thought they might be at
Arenado
the
or
Bregman,
Alec
but they
Burleson.
never were.
Or
They
not
never
Alec
were on the
Burleson.
Bregman thing.
Yeah, never on the Bregman thing. Brandon Marsh is not the greatest thing ever.
What a hair. What a hair.
And yeah, except for the hair. But
Beautiful.
and Bryson Stott, I mean, he's doing really well, but I mean, they lost a couple of starting pitchers, I believe.
But they got Luzardo.
They still have Wheeler. They still have Nola.
No, I'm sorry. They lost some
They lost some relief pitching.
relief players. Yeah, so they lost some relief players, Estevez and some of those other guys. So I don't know. I don't think this is like their last hurrah, but they really needed to be a lot more serious about winning this year than they have been. And
Do you think they just got caught up with all those contracts at some point too? I mean, they gave out a lot of contracts, right? Like, I mean, it's not like they just gave out a few. What do we got here? Didn't they get the hot one from the Twins?
yeah, they did get Kepler, but Kepler's not the like.
Who's the retired guy,
He's
Susie?
not-
I keep tweeting about it. He was on the Twins or the Blue Jays last year. I mean, my good. No, what was the guy that retired?
Oh, Kevin Kiermaier.
I think Susie might have a crush somewhere around the line there on that. So we got that. Gabe Kapler. It can't be Gabe, right? Can't be Gabe the baby.
God.
No, we don't want Gabe. Yes. In full cap, Susie put it. We're impressive, Susie. I like it. All right. Well, I got the answer there. I got this answer.
She's sassy about that.
What do you think, Edwards? If I get to Tyler on the Phillies here.
On the field, I think if they don't, they got to make it past the divisional round this year. If they don't, they're going to not need an overhaul, but they're going to go have to spend some more money and make some decisions on players that they feel are maybe coming to their twilight and go get a little bit younger with tools that they are lacking as of right now. I think the Phillies come in third in this division this year. But you see, you do that, but once you hear my whole list of
I'm just shocked to hear that.
Well, not really, because I think first and third are going to be separated by 2 games, 3 games.
All right.
So, I mean, I think it's that close of a division at the top, and I think the other 2 teams are left eating dust.
Barbecue chicken. Barbecue chicken.
Barbecued marlin.
Yeah, there you go. There's a few barbecue marlins there.
Any good or not? I'm sure it would be. Everything's good in barbecue. But yeah, I think the Phillies have to make a play this year. If they're really going to make a deep run, they're going to get through the Braves. I think the Mets will fall apart somewhere in the season. Not like hit September and they just skate to the end and fall out of the playoffs. I could see Philly passing them then, but the way I see it, the Braves division to lose, Mets are going to be probably a game behind, and then the Phillies probably a game behind that.
Tyler, you had the Braves winning 106. So if that was the case, the Phillies definitely wouldn't be at 100. I don't think. I mean, unless we're having an all-time season. Like, what do you think with the Phillies? Like, they're as somebody that we watch the team year in and year out. Like, it does have that trend. Like, you're right. Like that arrow down is there. They still though have Wheeler and Nola. And Nola is a frustrating pitcher for me at times. So I kind of understand that. But I believe heavily in Zach Wheeler. Bryce Harper is definitely one of the best players still in the game. I mean, they have that part of them still going. So what's your thought, the Phils there?
No, I like the Phillies more than from what I've heard from the rest of the panel. I mean, you still have Trey Turner, like the best leadoff hitter in all of baseball outside of maybe Sohei, but he's not your traditional leadoff hitter. And then you have Bryce Harper, Alex Bregman. Obviously, Schwarber, if he has to play in the field, it's going to be god-awful, but he still has that Matt Stairs 4-hole slow softball swing that he's going to launch 30 home runs, strike out 190 times, and walk 100 times. So you know what you're getting. Castellanos, he just can't play defense anymore. And when you have Schwarber who can't play defense either, they got to find something where those two aren't playing every day and one of them's in the field every day because that's a hindrance to everything. In outfield, we've seen that. You still have one of the best catchers, not the best, we'll get into that later, but arguably one of the best catchers in baseball. He had a down year last year, but defensively he could run and he commands the game. And then the starting pitching with Nola and Wheeler at the top is as good as anyone else in the NL East until Strider comes back. And then Ranger Suarez, Christopher Sanchez, Luzardo aren't bad back end of the rotation guys. If Andrew Painter gets called up and he is the guy he's supposed to be as a prospect, I really believe the Phillies could win this division. I don't think they will. I think the Braves are the best.
Are they second or third?
The Mets pitching staff just leaves too much to be desired. I always fall back.
Take that, Aaron.
I have the Mets. I think all three teams will make the playoffs, but I'd go Braves, Phillies.
Senga's always the big key for me with the Mets.
Senga's great. You're right.
Who's the best player in this division? Is it Acuna?
Without doubt.
Yeah, when he's healthy.
Is it Soto now?
No.
Soto's not.
Soto's the best hitter in the division. He's not the best player.
All right.
I'll take Acuna's. I would take Acuna over Soto every day of the week.
Logan, do you guys agree again? Or do we finally disagree? We disagree. So
two of Logan's favorite players are in this division.
He loves Soto. He loves Big Soto.
He loves Trey.
He loves Trey. I know Trey's not number one now, at least. I hope not anyway. What a slide.
I can't answer this. It's like asking who of my children do I love the most.
Dishonor.
And the answer is anyone but Josh.
We're not disrespecting the Mets. I'm with you on the Mets. I actually have the Mets winning the division. I have Mets 1. I have Braves 2. I have Phillies 3. I think Braves and Phillies both make the playoffs. That's where I see it. Susie, out. So,
sweetie, baby, princess, I swear I would drive down to Houston before I you in the neck.
Tucker over Soto. Susie,
oh
are
my
you doing
gosh,
all right?
I think I'm right.
Go to the next time. I like Tucker as well. As a hitter, Josh is correct. Well, let's frame that. Freeze that. No, Josh is correct. We got that down there on it, Logan. That's what we're happy about with that.
So, Kodai Senga played 29 games last year.
He was not
in 23, and he was really good. And then he made one start in 24. So, I don't know.
Busted his hamstring, right? Fielding a ground ball is what it was, basically.
Or was it?
Tore his hamstring, yeah, whatever it was. We haven't talked about one team yet, and I probably think it's a good idea. I just want to ask you this about the Marlins. Do you guys think that they'll win 55 games? So that's over 100 losses, obviously. But do you think they get to 55? I mean, they sound Cal Quantrill yesterday. I think that was one of their other. What a sighting to eat up innings and stuff like that. Do they get 55 wins this year?
Yes.
55 is hard.
That's terrible. 55 is terrible.
55 is hard. They'll get more than 5 or 55.
What do you?
Vegas has them at 63.5.
63. I think they're going to be awful. I think 55 is up for play. I think worst record in the league is. Do you think worst record in the league is up for play here?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, they're in the running for worst.
Yeah.
In MLB, I don't know.
He agreed with me again.
64 for. All right, Tyler. Do you have them at 69? What do you think they get?
Nice.
That lineup is pretty bad. They still have Jesus Sanchez in the middle of the lineup. Like this was 4 years ago. We were hoping he turned into a batter. And I mean, Edward Cabrera is a starting pitcher, so it's potential. Alcantara is just a number one. But fifth, I think they'll get the 60 wins.
Go to Oakland. Take the team to Oakland. It's still like one of the most.
Oakland Marlins.
Let's go. Yeah, well, it would have to be Oakland Salmon or something. I don't know what would be out here. I don't know what would be out there. Oakland Trout.
Mike Trout.
All right, got that out there. The Marlins we got. So as soon as you got 64, yeah, I agree. It's like, and that's where probably Aaron's like, I wish we still played the division. We could just get the Marlins 19 times a year. That would be nice to be able to play a team like that over and over again. All right, so that was kind of our discussion on the NL East. Any final thoughts on our NL East preview? I mean, like I said, I got Mets winning it. I have Braves 2. I have Phillies 3. Logan, where do you see it at? What's like your top 3? Where do you see it?
Braves, Phillies, Mets.
Braves,
Close.
All right. So same. T, where do you have it?
I got Braves, Phillies, Mets.
With 106. I like that call as well. I'm going to say Mets win it with 94. That's what I'm going to go with it. What do you got with it, Josh Edwards?
I got Braves, Mets, Phillies, all separated by a game.
Well, we got down to the wire, epic baseball. Then, if that's the case, if we can get that, I'm accepting that. The Nationals, do they get to 500? They're way below. Logan, where do they get to? Where's your team get to?
I would be happy with 70 wins.
70 wins, all right. So 6 more than the Marlins.
You're on the under from Vegas.
All right, so let's get into it. Drafting top MLB catchers here in 2025. Our list, we've been doing through the order here with it. Tyler, you have the number 1 pick that we're giving it to you. With it, who are you taking as your top catcher here headed into 2025?
I mean, I'll take the most consistent and I think the easiest choice, and I'll take Adley Rutschman. You know what you're getting. He's the best defender of the bunch in that lot and at the top part of this list. And as a switch hitter, he can do everything you need from a catcher. So I'll take Adley. And he's a great leader.
He had a down year last year, though, bud. He had a down year.
Yeah, 20 home runs from your catcher, and you're getting the best defense. That's your down year.
Thank you very much.
I'll take that every not every year. I hope for better years, but still taking Adley.
It was interesting looking at his numbers from the year before. Like, I'm wondering if with him, you get the number 1 pick, right? So the expectations are through the roof. He had that down year last year in his standards of a number 1 pick compared to the year when he came on. So it'll be interesting how he bounces back this year as well with it. Josh, who you go number 2?
Oh,
good.
Logan, cover your ears because this is tough for me at 2.
Yeah.
Contreras.
Which one?
Which one do you think?
Wilson?
No, he's a first baseman. He's a first. Yeah, go ahead. I took him last week at first base. We had to.
And I shellacked you for that. I would take because of the year William Contreras had last year. He looks like right now. He looks like the most complete catcher behind the plate and at the plate. But my second guy was real close, so I'll let you guys go because I'm sure Logan's going to take my number 2.
So you're saying that the Braves shouldn't have traded Sean Murphy. They shouldn't have traded for Sean Murphy. They should have just kept Contreras, is what it sounds.
In retrospect, yes.
Yeah, in retrospect, I think Logan wanted the 4th pick, right, Logan?
I did.
All right, so I'll go 3 then. I'll go 3. I'm going a guy that Tyler knows I take if I can get him in fantasy baseball, I'm taking this guy every year. I'm taking Will the Thrill Smith. That is who I'm taking at all
That
costs.
hurts me.
So I'm going Will Smith.
That was
at
my
number
2.
3. I heavily have believed in this guy for a while, like very long time. So it's hard for me not to go with Will Smith. I had him number 2 on my list.
He is quietly one of the best. He is quietly, arguably, the best catcher in the MLB.
I just love his game, and the fact that they've always batted him like 4 for like, you know, he's like one of those guys, McGurk, where you're like, he bats 4 for like 3 years. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's a reason the guy bats 4 because he's a professional player. He's a professional hitter, and he's just always consistent. He's there all the time. So I go with him, number 3. Logan, back-to-back picks here. You have a chance to win the draft here. A steal, maybe. Who are you going with?
Susie, calm down.
We got him on the list.
Hold on, Susie. Good Lord.
Take him right now. Number 4. Take him.
Okay,
4.
well,
Have the guts.
I wasn't going to take him yet because I knew that there was no way anyone was going to take Yanni.
I have him high on my list, so here we go.
Thank you,
I have him high,
Susie.
too.
So I'm kind of worried to get this guy, though, too, because I don't know if he would be on y'all's list, but I'm going to go ahead and take him because I'll feel stupid if I don't. Cal Rayleigh.
Yeah, I had him number 5.
He was my number 2. 4.7 WAR, 153. Played 153 games, 34 home runs, and 100 RBIs last year. Boom. 312 on base.
Mariners, unbelievable.
748. Yeah, on the Mariners, and he's the best player on that team. You're gonna feel stupid. I have 2 picks, Susie, and then my second pick is Yanier Diaz.
Oh, there we go. All right, Susie.
Sucker to bed.
3.2 WAR, 148 games, 16 home runs, 84 RBIs, 325 on base, 766 OPS, and a 118 OPS plus. They got rid of Maldonado because they really liked Yanier Diaz, and also Maldonado sucks. So, but you don't judge him on his offense. You judge him for what he does behind the plate. So.
I know she
Because you can't quantify. You can't quantify what he does on the field behind the plate.
she was cussing at you, and now she's loving you. Yep. Logan, your time is up. That's what the draft said. No,
yeah.
We can't take any more. That's what that means. We lost the World Series because fucking Baldy. Susie, I just love. As I say in basketball, the passion, the energy, the desire. I love Susie with the Astros there with it. Even her tweets about Kyle Tucker still cracking me up along the way. All right, so it comes back to me at the 6th pick here overall. I mean, my number 3 player is still available, so it's obviously going to be Tyler. Look at that hat. What a beauty. I'm going to go with the Gold Glove winner at catcher, Patrick Bailey. I'm going to take him from the Giants as well. As there, so I'm gonna go. I feel very good about Will Smith and Patrick Bailey as my 2 catchers to start out this draft. Tyler, Patrick Bailey, what are you expecting a little bit more from him this year?
No, I mean, hopefully more of a clue at the plate. I started off hot, and then he has lost all capabilities hitting the last 2 months. But his defense is Yachty, Posey level of greatness. So like. You get him, and I love the guy. I don't even care, like, when he hits, just hit him. Like, they were hitting him in the middle of the order.
Which he's not.
Just hit him at 8 and let him do his thing and just say, look, handle the pitching staff and pull the magic behind home plate. And I'm happy with that. And if he hits, which he's shown signs, but he's also shown signs of being one of the worst hitters in all baseball. But
is he a switch hitter?
Yeah, he is. But he can't.
Yeah.
He hits much better from the right side, and he never gets to hit really from the right side, I believe.
Do you think he should just go right side all the time?
I mean,
if it was up to you, should he go JT Snow and just bat left-handed, basically? Should he go the opposite and go right-handed? No, Tyler has that. But he has
whatever makes him feel comfortable.
He is one of the best defenders. His glove is one of the best. So I got him and Will Smith. Josh, back to you. Number 7 overall here. Moreno, I had him 8, so right around that same spot. He's also a great defender. The Blue Jays.
There's one guy I can't believe is still on the board.
Yeah, me too.
Me too. I gotta think Mr. Logan Stone would take him if it gets back to him as well. So it goes to Josh. Tyler, you get 2 picks.
My pick?
You get 2 in a row, right?
I guess so. I thought I was one more before. I'll take JT Realmuto. I already brought him up from
That's
Phillies.
what I was thinking of.
I mean, yeah, another down year, but I get Rushman and GT Real Muta. Like, these are the two best catchers probably in the last 4 years if you're going to add all
He was
4 years
injured.
up. No, he definitely had a down year. And then I'll go.
Wait, who did Josh pick? I'm sorry.
Josh took
Gabriel Moreno
Marino.
at Arizona.
I've never even heard of him.
What?
Oh, wait, yes, I did. Oh,
So he was awesome.
D-backs.
He was in the World Series a couple of years ago. He's not gonna.
D-backs guy. Okay.
Yeah. So Tyler,
I'll
you go
go-
JT and then who?
I'll go with the guy who had another down year. I'll just go with down years, expecting bounce back years, and go Sean Murphy.
Oh, Sean, I knew.
Really?
What a right-handed power.
You got picking some of these guys a lot higher than I would have expected.
We're at like 8.
I feel like Murphy's famous more for the butt cheek, like where he got hit. Like, where he stuck the butt out, basically. And, like, everybody made a big deal of that for the longest time. I was like, to me, that was one of the more
weirded out when you started talking about his butt, but okay.
Well, Logan, this is a friendly podcast. We can talk about it. It doesn't mean we're going into areas here. We're just talking here, buddy. Good Lord, Logan. I got areas with it. All right, so you go Sean Murphy. Sean Murphy's an interesting one though to me because he's like Tyler. I've always said like he had that one monster year, but like he still can't hit sliders away if his life depends on it. Like I wonder. And then they gave up Contreras. Like I don't know. Like there's part of me that's like I think Murphy might be just on his downfall. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. We'll just see.
Well, I think the problem is that they keep trying to split the time between him and Darno. And I think if he got consistent at bats, I mean, he went from playing 150 games consistently to playing 99. What was it?
That's fair.
72 games last year, and then Travis Darno played 99. I mean, that's rough. I mean, and Josh is trying to figure out how Darno played 99 games and Sean Murphy played 72.
Denard used to be a
he played DH some.
Player for me. He used to be a sneaky.
It's not hard to figure out.
Well, you look so confused at that.
He was hurt last year. He was. Travis is in Anaheim, so now Murphy should be good. Maybe. Yeah. No, Anaheim. Has anybody franchise picked up more like you're like, oh, this is a mediocre.
Retread.
Yeah, you had a chance, and now you got him with it. We'll get to that diamond notes with it, but Josh Edwards, back to you, sir. I still have my number 6 guy available, so let's see what you got here.
I got a couple of my guys available.
I mean, I got other guys available too, but I'm going to take this one just to make Logan mad.
Okay.
I
want some veteran leadership.
Uh-oh.
So when things get hard for these younger catchers or they run into a spell, they don't know how to handle. I want somebody who's a World Series champion, somebody who's
not even on my list.
I'm going to take the last great guy from the era in which the best catcher of the last 20 years.
You could have taken him at 4 and no one would have picked him.
Salvador Perez.
Josh Edwards. Can we all be shocked at that one with it? That's a good. I mean, I'm not gonna hate on it though. I'm not gonna hate on it. He can still have a bounce back year, but I still think 9's a little high for him. I had him at number 13 on my list. Number 6 for me, Aaron. I'm curious where you think with this. I had 11, Mr. Francisco, but I have number 6 still available in Austin Wells. So I go Austin Wells.
You son of a whore.
Yes, I am. I don't go anybody that, but Logan, I messed up. So it's your pick before me. So you can still take a.
It's your pick.
You're right. It is me. Sorry. I had to lie. So I take Austin Wells at number. So I end up with Will Smith, the slap master himself. I end up with Patrick Bailey and Austin Wells as my team there. Right there. Who do you got, Logan? You have last pick here, number 12 overall.
Oh, okay.
This is a no-brainer.
Oh man,
Francisco, right? Or is it Kirk?
I'll say it's got to be. He wouldn't take.
Or Shea Langoniers.
What
about Logan O'Hop then?
Hoppy, yeah.
Nick Fortes.
Who was the backup catcher for what was his name? Eli what? What was his name? The Giants had.
You know what? I'm going with Tyler Stevenson.
What?
Whoa!
Tyler
Ohio
Stevenson.
Sports Shock, Doug. You got it, Doug. There you go. We got that.
All right, hold
came,
on. Explain this one. This doesn't
that
make
came
sense.
up last week. Yeah, go ahead.
19
Kirk
home runs,
Casale,
66
the
RBIs, 338 on base, 782 OPS, and a 112 OPS plus.
So
Now,
it's all about the
if
offense.
I had got my fourth pick, I would have picked Shea Langoliers.
Over
or Joey
Francisco
Bart.
Alvarez? Are we not giving him any love at all?
I would have taken Alvarez at this late.
I had him 11 at least.
Not on my list.
And no Kirk. I had Kirk 9.
Alejandro.
Alejandro Alvarez.
Oh, yeah, no, he's too fat. I can't handle him.
Oh, yeah.
He can barely get down on his knees.
What?
Yeah,
Oh, well,
really.
you like hitters, so I mean, he hits the ball pretty well.
He does hit the ball well.
Not really. Not last year, I don't think.
Are we leaving anybody else? I had Kirk on there that we didn't mention. I had Alvarez. I had Langoniers. I mean, I had Stevenson 15. I'll give that. I went 15 there. So I had him there. Am I forgetting
Tyler
somebody?
Steve,
Who's
Joey
the
Bart.
Nationals?
I thought Joey Bart could have gotten some love.
Tyler, how do you feel about Joey?
I mean, he did play well for Pittsburgh. I'll give him that.
He did. He played good. All right.
Travis d'Arnaud not getting picked up after the monster first half he had.
What a first half! What an ability! What a passion! What a we had that. Can I mess with you guys on take your pick on all time catchers here? So I made a list of. It was just fun, like me just thinking of names here with it. Logan, I'm gonna post these tomorrow. You guys vote. Let me know what you think of my top catchers that we have with it. We'll give Edwards.
Like 5-0, right?
I want to hear people, Logan. Yeah, Logan, I think you're 3-2. Let's be honest about it so far. We'll go left. I think I'm going to stay in the infield, but we're going to go starting pitchers weirdly next week. So I'm going to go starting pitchers next week. Then we'll hit the outfield.
That's going to be tough.
And starting pitchers will be tough. So we'll do that next week with our top 10. This has been kind of fun, kind of evaluating before going into the season where we have kind of looking back at it. So we'll go starting pitchers.
Top 100.
Josh, your catchers, though, we had a good little list there with it. I'm going to go all-time catchers. Now, this is me just coming up with a guy. Let's see what you guys say.
All-time?
Well, you know what I mean. So all-time with me. I'm trying to go to the 90s here, basically, and I'm not going to go to the
you
Johnny.
Have to like mine.
I'm not going to go Johnny Bench and all that with it. I don't want to like Logan's. Do not like Logan's. You pick anybody else. I like it.
Mine is the best.
I got the best one.
She has to pick mine.
Because
mine is the best.
Oh, because
you guys put Patrick Bailey as your number 2 pick.
I had a number 6. What do you add?
Gabriel Moreno and Sean Murphy.
I got my number 2 and 3 catchers. I got my number 2 and 3 catchers.
I won this one handily. And if I got my 4th pick, I would have got Shea Langoliers, and you guys still
that one would have put you over the top. That one
I would have won. I've already swept this game. We don't even need to vote.
America, what do you think tomorrow? America, what do you think? Okay. Piazza or Pudge? Who are you taking, Pudge?
I'll go Pudge. Pudge, easy. Piazza was a great hitter.
Gabriel Moreno.
But Pudge was winning MVPs just like Piazza, and he played the greatest defense, arguably the greatest defense by now.
Pudge.
And he was winning MVPs. It's hard to bet against that or not take that.
Josh, who was your first pick again in catcher again? It was the only one I didn't write down. Who was it again? It was
Gabriel Moreno and Salvador Perez.
No, Moreno was the second. Contreras. He went Contreras, Moreno, and Salvador Perez. Those were his picks. So again, Moreno there at that. Contreras from Milwaukee, and then Perez. Those were his picks. So I look forward to posting that tomorrow. So I would go Piazza. That's who I would go with over Pudge. I guess I'm the rarity in this. Aaron, give me a little love. I ripped on Lindor. I'm loving Piazza. Give me a little love there, Aaron, on this one. So I just think Piazza is one of them. I know he wasn't the best defensive catcher like Pudge was of all time. I know Pudge had a few. I know he had clutch seasons, but man, Piazza was the middle of the order for a long time, like in these lineups. And again, they were picking between great players here. So I just lean towards Piazza a little bit more than Pudge, but I'm not going to hate anybody for taking Pudge and his defense.
Piazza was the greatest hitting catcher. Yeah.
So for me, I just kind of lean that way a little bit more with Piazza. So, all right, so we go there with it. Aaron's got Piazza. I'm not surprised on that one. This one's a 3-parter, so it's not a 2. I really tried to get 2, but I was like, these 3 names to me are just where they're at. So you guys can rank them at where you got them. Mauer, Posey or Molina? How are we ranking these?
Oh,
How are we
Molina,
ranking?
Mauer, Posey.
Molina, Mauer, Posey last for Mr. Edwards. Tyler McGurk.
I'll go Posey, Mauer, Molina.
So the complete opposite. What do you got, Logan?
I don't want to do this anymore.
That's why I gave 3. I put 3 names out there for you. What do you got with it?
Okay. Molina, Posey, Mauer.
Wow, you guys.
That's
both-
acceptable.
How can you put Molina ahead of Posey and Mauer? It makes. I mean, you guys must be blinded by the Cardinals red there. Like it makes
don't
no
do that.
sense.
Don't
Best
start that,
defense-
Darren.
You can't hit in the regular
Don't-
season like these guys. These guys were
don't-
MVPs.
Don't call
He
me
was not an
biased.
MVP.
Don't
He
do
not
played
that.
with fucking Pujols.
Oh my
I
god,
made-
that's why he couldn't hit because he played with a better hitter.
No,
That
I'm
makes
saying he
sense.
can't win an MVP when you got Pujols on your team.
Oh,
I don't Listen,
know.
I made my career hating on Yadier Molina, and then I
you love him.
put him in one list, and all of a sudden I'm a homer.
You're a homer, Stone. You're a homer. I know.
Good Lord.
You and Josh got to stop getting along together tonight. I'm tired of this.
I
crap.
know.
Let's go back to
Everyone
our
knows
first season.
I'm
We argued this all the time.
biased.
Oh my! So you guys both have Molina over Mauer and Posey. McGurk, I don't know what that shocks me.
Yeah, it blows my mind. I mean, Posey has more World Series championships. He's
Don't
won
care.
more. He's
He's a better hitter.
better regular season hitter. He has the best defensive stats in all the playoffs. Most
I
shutouts.
hate being
Most
in the
complete
Twilight
game shutouts. I don't know what we're talking about. Like they put Molina above Posey makes no
listen,
sense.
Posey
I'd
was
be okay
weak.
with Mauer.
He had no longevity. He had much better starting pitching for the entirety of his career. And yes, he was a better hitter than Molina. He
They
was
didn't
not
win
nearly
until
the
he
fitter-
got there. I can promise you that. They were never making the playoffs before he got there. With the same
because
That
all
is
their
true.
pitching came in when
Posey
he
He won
was
wasn't-
MVP his
Posey
second
was-
year. He won MVP his second
Rookie of the
year.
year.
because he could hit.
And he can
He
play
was weak.
defense.
He was
part of baseball.
He was a great defender.
He
I
was
got
not
it.
even measurable to Yachty
With less
behind
talent.
the plate.
There's less talent on those Giants teams than there were on all the Yachty Cardinal team. He never got to play with Jim Edmonds, Pujols, all these great power hitters.
Oh, Colin, you claim Barry Bonds is the best player all time.
Posey didn't play
Posey
with
never
Barry
played with
Bonds.
him.
He
Ever?
played with Cody
Ever.
Ross.
He played
When did he-
Barry Bonds.
Hold on. When did Posey come in? Didn't Posey come in like
2010.
dead.
Was he that late?
Yeah.
Ew.
And then one
I thought
rookie
he
of the
was
year,
there at the
11.
end of Bonds.
And I won
No.
at 10.
My apologies. I stand corrected.
No, the Mauer one's always interested me because he got first ballot. So that's why I put these two together because they're kind of the next
Is
two
he
guys.
first ballot?
Yes,
Yeah.
he was.
That's
first
why
ballot.
Yachty
Oh
will
my
get first ballot, and
goodness.
so will Buster.
Molina
They'll
is
all
not
be
first
first
ballot.
ballot.
He's not first ballot. I mean,
Okay,
me and you.
go look at any professional reporter. They all say Molina, hands down, the best defensive catcher,
I
not
agree.
only since like 2000, but of like arguably the last 75 to 100 years.
Do you think he gets first ballot, McGurk? Is he first ballot?
I think he does because he won a decade and a half.
so. Posey should get
Wow.
first ballot too. Then
No, I think
Even though he's
I think
not
that both
comparable,
should
yeah.
be first ballot, to be honest. Just because they're catchers, I don't think that makes you get into the Hall of Fame easier with lesser like stats. But that's the way it seems to work, so I'll take it. And I think they're both Hall of Famers in the long run.
This is a good one for me. That's why I had to put all three together. I couldn't even figure out a guy for Molina. I was like, this is the trio we got to argue with on this one tonight. Is that one it's the biggest debate I feel like we'll have coming from the show. When Posey and Molina come up for the Hall of Fame, this will be one of the greatest things that Edwards, if we're still doing this podcast, God bless America, we'll be able to do. This will be one of the big things we'll be talking about. So just to confirm, McGurk, you have Posey 1, you have Mauer 2, you have Molina 3.
Yes.
Logan, you have Molina 1, you have Mauer 2, Posey 3. And Josh,
No, Posey 2. Posey 2.
Posey 2, power. And then Josh, you have Mauer 2, Posey 3. That's the difference there right there. I go Posey, Mauer, Molina. That's my and Molina to me, I always said this in the postseason. He was, extremely clutch. I'm not going to take that away from him. I didn't want him up with runners on second and base, but I just can't put him ahead of those two guys. It's just my eye test doesn't tell me that.
I think he was such a good defensive catcher. And then I've said this multiple times. The years 2012 to 2017, he was probably. I mean, he carried that offense for the Cardinals, and I'm not saying like that. That's that alone, but I think there was like, yeah, I don't know with Posey, and he did it well. I can't even say that he played 1,000 more games than everyone else because I've argued that he played 5 years longer than he should have. So I don't know. Yeah. I
This is
mean,
a weird one for Mr. Stone tonight. This is a weird one.
yeah. I don't know because I do understand the Posey argument. I definitely do. I don't think Mauer could ever be. I don't think he can ever be better than Molina or Posey.
It's funny he was that first ballot though. That's what kind of throws off a lot of these things for me when I he was a great player. He was
such a good offensive player too. And then at the beginning of his career, he was so good as a catcher.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, and so then he kind of tailed off and got injured a lot more.
Him and Posey had similar careers in that regard. But I feel like Molina, because of his longevity, McGurky gets a little bit more love than those two guys. But whatever. That's
Molina was clutch, like you guys mentioned. Molina's really good. I don't want to like.
No, we're just having fun.
Which comes to stuff.
Yeah,
my eyes believe in. He is all around baseball.
I mean, I'm still a little offended that you guys called me a homer after I picked Molina. After
I didn't call you
knowing me for 3 years.
I'm calling you a poser because you've never backed Molina ever, so you can't be a homer.
And now he's back.
I know that's what I'm saying. I can't.
What do you got?
At 38 years old, Molina threw out 45% of the base runners he saw. At 39 years old, he threw out 41%.
That's true.
Guys, you don't understand. The next closest team in steal attempts against was twice as many as the Cardinals saw for one reason. Because the cannon behind the plate was going to throw you out of the game. Posey did not have that kind of difference. Mauer did not make that kind of a difference. Molina just being behind the plate stopped the running game of all other teams.
I feel like you're slightly underrating
no hitters and a perfect game. So
I feel like you're underrating Posey. I hear what you're saying. He wasn't as good as Molina defensively, but for me to say Posey, I mean, like I said, this is weird for us because you guys watch Molina nightly, we watch Posey nightly. Yeah. Posey was not a bad defender by any means.
He wasn't bad, but he was not even close to being in the top.
But Josh, you have to admit there were years where you could tell Yachty didn't even look at the batting cages, and he could have
17 on.
I mean, oh my gosh, he was horrible, and that's why I don't believe he's a first round Hall of Famer because you have to be able to put up the offensive numbers. You do. It does have to come back in the end, and I just don't. Yeah, but I'm looking at Mauer's numbers right now to see if he ever caught a no-hitter because I know Molina never did.
For the sake of the show, I want to keep this going in terms of – because I got a few more for you guys.
Yeah,
one more for – Posey had a higher WAR in 12 seasons than Yachty did at 19.
Who became a GM first? Who became a GM? That's what I want to know.
Who left his team for his basketball championship?
Who signed Willie Adames? That's who they got.
Who won their first championship in management?
Well, we'll find out.
Yachty.
Yachty's a manager? I didn't know that.
He won a championship in Puerto Rico.
Oh, that matters a lot. I agree with that. Salvador Perez or Brian McCann? I go Perez. Is he going McCann for McGurk and Logan here?
Probably.
I got McCann. Better hitter. More consistent hitter. The numbers actually, so Salvador has like these OPS numbers equal and like on base with but I still take Brian McCann. If I needed a hit.
Thank you.
I'd go Brian McCann.
Logan, you got McCann too then?
Yes.
You got all right. Jason Kendall or Jason Varitek?
Varitek.
Ooh.
That's a good one, I feel like. The adult, you can't look at anything. Just go ahead.
I can't too.
I'd go Varitek because he won.
He go Varitek because he won. Kendall's an interesting one. You got his stats. They're very sneaky. Like they're actually pretty good as WAR. that injury is kind of what stands out to a lot of people here in my generation with that. Where Tyler stepping on first base, kind of tearing his. For me, that's kind of the first thing I always remember with him, and like being one of the first. It felt like one of the first catchers in our generation that had speed, right? It felt like that kind of that deal.
Kendall fell off though.
He
Yeah.
did. I go Veritek as well.
Yeah, Veritek.
He had a couple good years with the A's at the end there, where he was solid with them. Helped him get to the playoffs. All right, Russell Martin or Javi Lopez?
Javi.
Russell.
Javi.
Oh man, that's a hard
Russell Martin got a few Hall of Fame votes this year, Tyler.
Did he really?
Yeah, he did. There some people voted for him. I don't know how that happened.
Sal Fasado is going to get one next year.
Sal Fasado. Hit the glass. I go Javi too. I literally saw him at one of the longest home runs I have ever seen at the Oakland Coliseum. For that alone, this man gets it. He caught a lot of good pitchers too. I feel like Tyler, that's where he gets underrated a little bit too. Is like, Maddox had his guy in Perez, but Lopez caught everybody else. It's not like you know what I mean. So I think Javi Lopez, but Russell Martin was obviously a hell of a catcher too. So what do you guys think of that? What do you think, Logan?
Yeah, Javi Lopez.
All right, so we all four go Javi.
It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird how Russell Martin was such a high-end catcher 10, 12 years ago. And then now you look at his overall career and you're like, yeah, he was okay.
All right.
But still, he has the second highest WAR, only behind the great future first ballot Hall of Famer Yadier Molina.
Of course. What a hitter. What a lad.
I'm waiting for the Posada one so I can just
easily
say Posada and no one else.
Martin doesn't have a better career WAR than I think was it? I know Johnny Bench has the most, but I think Posey has a better WAR.
I'm reading it.
Posey has a higher WAR
second
than
Yadier Molina.
Posey has a better WAR than Yadier, so that's not career. That's got to have.
You're talking about
defensive. Well, defensively, yes, you're right.
You got to look at OAA.
Posada or Victor Martinez?
I'm sorry, who was the first one?
Posada or Victor Martinez?
Don't even start this.
They're really close.
Posada.
Like I'm sure
it's Posada. You
got to eliminate it. Posada. Victor is good, people. I'm
not even looking at it. It's Posada, the greatest player of all time.
I got to go against you just because of the human rain delay factor Posada was in October. Always going out and talking to those damn pitchers.
He's smart.
I can't pick Posada. I think Posada
rain delayed. That was Posada.
That's good, Tyler.
Victor Martinez was better than most people remember.
I have his autograph. Kurt Suzuki or Paul LaDuca?
Do you really have Posada's number?
I don't have Posada's. I said Kurt Suzuki's.
Okay.
A little bit of a difference there. He was a World Series champion for your 2019 Nationals. But I have Kurt Suzuki or good old Paul LaDuca? Who you go with, Tyler? Who you go with there?
Where are you getting?
I gotta go Paul LaDuca.
Over Kurt. Oh, man.
I felt like Kurt was an automatic out whenever he came up to the bat.
No, I saw him hit a walk-off homer one time at Oakland Coliseum. I got that with it. Does Josh know who Paul LaDuca is? Josh, you know.
Yeah, I know who Paul LaDuca is. That's a tough choice. I'd probably go with LaDuca on this one, actually.
All right, you like LaDuca.
I'm trying to figure out how to spell his name right now.
Paul,
LaDuca,
and then
L-O-D-U-C-A.
L-A, then Duca. Think of a Duke. There you go. Logan, you going Suzuki because the Nationals love, or are you gonna go with the veteran?
You know what? I'm going with LaDuca.
All right, I respect that. You got LaDuca. All right, last one.
I don't ever remember Kurt Suzuki being that great. So
He was solid. Benji Molina
a longer career.
or Carlos Ruiz. He was the Phillies catcher.
Ruiz.
Oh, Benji Molina with a Tyler, sneaky good there as a catcher.
Who was the other option?
Carlos Ruiz, the Phillies catcher from the World Series a couple years ago.
Carlos Ruiz had great stance behind home plate receiving those balls, but Benji, you hit one in the alley, you might still get a single.
He was receiving what?
I'll go Benji.
What a giant! He was like one of the worst Giants teams in the last 20 years too.
He was our 4-hole hitter for 5 years.
He was like, I remember as an A's fan, just hit it on the ground, hit it on the ground.
Traded in 2010 to the Rangers, and then everyone was talking about how he's no matter what he was getting a ring. I'm like, always get annoyed by that one. I'm like, yeah, I think he really cares if he's really thinking about that. Like, oh, no matter what, I still get a ring.
Oh
Like,
man, one of the worst, one of the slowest players of all time.
He's a really good radio announcer, though.
He is good with it. Did you take in Molina or are you taking
Oh, yeah.
Ruiz? Yeah, all right. So you're going Molina with it as well. All right.
I
Who
like
was the
Benji,
third
man.
Molina brother?
He's taking any Molina. Who was the other Molina brother that I'm forgetting?
Jose.
Jose.
Yeah, I was saying
Jose.
Jose. I was gonna say Juan. I was like, no, it's J-name, bro.
All right, it's Peter time. The great Anthony Rendon has hip surgery. He's out.
Oh.
Cards remain patient with Arenado. Future unclear. Ohtani gears up for the return to the mound here. I got a lot of stuff at the bottom as well. I got Sabathia wearing the Yankees hat. He's not going to wear the Indians hat. I was hoping he might go with the Indians hat just for Chief Wahoo's sake. I thought he might go there with it just to give us one last one there with the Chief, but he does not. He decides to go with Spank the Yanks. He gets that with it. The Reds and the A's both honor their legends that passed away here with Pete Rose and Ricky Henderson, Bob Uecker. The Brewers, they were in the patch as well. What do you guys make of this? The Cardinals still interesting to me now. Obviously, with Bregman going to the Red Sox, he's going to go into training camp. They are an other things an odd deal.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like they are really just hell-bent on getting rid of him, but it doesn't sound like he is going to I don't think he's going anywhere. I think the Cardinals want to get rid of him to the Yankees. That was the story last night by John Denton that they were going to push hard to trade him to the Yankees, but I don't see that happening. I don't think the Yankees
they don't need to
want to get that kind of a trade talk right now at the beginning of the preseason. So, yeah. So it's weird. Sorry.
I was on your point though. You were saying about him to the Yankees. It was like Tyler. I was thinking about this with Arenado. It's like eventually, if you're a team, you just got to be smart about this. Like, right? Like why are you trading any top prospects? Nobody else wants them right now. It seems. No, I mean honestly, that's what it seems like. Nobody else wants him. Wait till the deadline. Wait till an injury maybe happens in the preseason if you're the Cardinals, anyways. Wait till something. Like there's no need to rush this if you're the Cardinals' sake, and if you're another team, why rush it anyways to give up anything for a guy that came off a bad year? You probably don't want to pay much of the salary. You want the Cardinals to take on most of it. It doesn't make sense.
Which they're not going to do.
Yeah, and then the weird thing, just weird with Rendon, like, why are you having hip surgery now? Are you just trying to be healthy 10 years from now? Like, I don't, like, what are we doing? If you wanted to play baseball, you should have had this, like, 9 months ago when you weren't playing. Like, I don't know. Tyler, what do you think of this?
Yeah, the Rendon thing's strange. Just a terrible, one of the worst contracts since Josh Hamilton by the Angels. Like, Trout isn't looking good, but at least when he plays, he's good. Yeah. The Arenado thing, I still think he ends up a Dodger whenever the Dodgers need to go make the move to bolster their lineup. At some point, he wants to be in LA. He's like made that clear. And LA made it clear if they ever need something, they'll go get it. So I think at some point that'll come to fruition, like in July. And then, yeah, outside of that, the Ohtani thing, he's freaking amazing. Like the fact that he's still doing this. I guess he has to. It
will be interesting this year with him coming back, though. He hasn't done it on the Dodgers yet, right?
See if the hitting stays the same. Like, I don't know. I expect him to be great at both. Like, it'd shock me if he wasn't. So that's my expectations on that.
Edwards, what do you think of my diamond notes here? What kind of stand? The Cardinals part of it, what maybe for you stands out the most, but what do you got?
Can I hit all three topics real quick?
What? Yeah.
I think Rendon is the greatest con man the MLB has ever seen.
One of them for sure.
He's got to be up there in top.
He's got to be up there, no doubt.
He's a con man.
He's got 3 years left on the deal.
And I bet you he doesn't play 100 games in the next 3 years.
I'm not gonna say you're
I bet
wrong
against
about that. But at the same time, I'm gonna say you're not right. He might miss. He's gonna probably miss the whole year this year. So there's a
That's
good
what I'm
chance.
saying. He misses the whole year this year. He's got two more years after this year, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like, do you ever think with a guy like that, Josh, you're like, does he even love baseball anymore? Like, it's kind of a weird thing.
He knew he could get paid. He doesn't even deserve to be in the league.
Shout out 2019 Nationals. I feel like they've been getting a lot
hell of a
of
year.
love tonight. A lot of love tonight. Those 2019 Nationals. Edwards, we got the other two.
Cardinals are stuck. The Cardinals ownership is stuck with Arenado because of the contract. I still look at it and go, you know what? If nobody wants to give us decent value, I'll keep him because guess what? He's still top 6, top 7 third basemen defensively in the entire league. His defense has not waned off at all. His bat has gotten a little slow. He's been working with professional hitters, past professional hitters, the entire offseason. I expect to see a resurgence out of Arenado. St. Louis still loves him, and the reason fans want him gone is so he has a chance to win a World Series. That's how the fans of St. Louis are actually handling this for the most part. Nobody's upset with Arenado. Nobody's mad. Yeah, they're a little disappointed with the last 2 years of the downside offensively, but he's still a highlight reel at the hot corner playing defense, and he can still gun the ball across the diamond without issue. So I can think of 20 other teams that could use Nolan Arenado's defense and still keep him at the 7 hole as a batter, and it wouldn't hurt him at all. Ohtani, I'm curious to see how his pitching looks when he comes back and to see if he can pitch more than 5 innings at all or if they even let him.
Yeah,
I think
I'll be honest. Yeah.
It might take a small step back. I don't know if we'll see him steal like we did last year because he doesn't need to risk not being on the mound again this season.
The Ohtani one's interesting to me from the standpoint of just from the standpoint of, okay, he went to the Dodgers last year. He was a DH. I mean, could you put up a better offensive season this man put up last year? It'll be interesting,
but not really.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, it's curious to see what he does as the pitcher. I think me and Josh, me and you have hit on this a few times. It would be interesting to see what his role was if he was just a closer as well. He is a starting pitcher here with it. So I'm curious to see what level of this McGurk does he get to? Do they and like Edward, you brought up, like, do they let him go 4 innings? Do they let him go 5? Do they let him go like the Angels at some point let him go 6 or 7? They let so I'm curious where the Dodgers lie with this. And they obviously have a deep starting rotation. So it'll be interesting how they play out his rotation. Do they skip a start? Like, how does that work with him as a starting pitcher as well? So it'll be very interesting to see how they handle it. The red note thing's hilarious to me. And I love how they're like, Billy Wagner picked the Astros. It's like, well, no crap. Of course you picked the Astros. Like, what were you going to pick, the Phillies? Like, or the Braves? Like, I hope not. Like, that's oh God, Aaron, shout out to you on that. So I don't know on that one. I'm going to say this as we get to daily walk off. This is one of the harder ones I've seen when I saw topics. So we'll go Red Sox
I didn't look
first.
Today, so I don't know what topic.
We'll go Red Sox first, then Padres. So we might be.
One more question, real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think if the Dodgers are smart, they're going to run a 6-man rotation all season. So every arm is fresh come the playoffs because the Dodgers should win the next 3 World Series regardless because of the depth and the pitching they have. So why would they not run a 6-man rotation and keep everybody at 6 innings or less?
See,
every game, no matter what.
I gotta push back on you on this one. We did this. We did all the episodes last year. The Dodgers pitching was strained by the time. But when you can score 5 to 6 runs a game as an offense, I feel like that really takes a lot of pressure off the pitching. Like, I think the opposite of that. Like, I think their offense in a weird, like, it just gives them a massive advantage. It's just like, I mean, their top 3 hitters are like 3 of the best hitters in all of baseball. Like, that to me is like their biggest advantage. And then you add the Will Smith in there.
Starting pitchers.
They do now. So, well, you're right. We'll see what happens. But I'm just saying.
And they just re-signed Clayton Kershaw. So you got an 8th guy. You got an 8th pitcher.
The Blues championship. We don't want to ruin that right there.
Before we get another one of those.
Somehow you got made it the way. The guy made a lot of money that one time betting in Vegas on it. That was my greatest story with your Blues winning that championship with that there. I was like, the guy put the money on that. This is one of the hardest ones. And Eric's his name is Eric. He runs the Daily Walk Off. He has a great show here, Tyler. You kind of see it. You see me post stuff on this on X and stuff. He's going to be joining the show next Thursday. He's going to be on with us. So I look forward to kind of having him on the show to talk about his game, how that started. He's a Mariners fan. But we talked about this. We're going to go Red Sox, and then we're going to go Padres here. This is a tough one. Top 5 singles.
Dude, this is going to be tough.
Brian Daubach, Tristan Cuss, and then played only for Boston through 2023. All right. So, I mean, when we go, I'm going to go, just because I feel like confident about this one, I'm going to go Lars Anderson there at that. Veritek. I feel like that's a singles guy, right, Tyler? Or no? I feel like that's a
I'm
singles. Right?
looking. Yeah, he's probably good. Boggs is a singles guy.
Carl's got to be there, right? He's got to be there with this.
Yeah. Well, Dwight Evans is probably there.
Over Veritek. Yeah, and we probably
So did Pedro play with Dobok?
Yeah, I think that's probably a good there with it. Brazier, Hillenbrand. Talk about a name I haven't heard in a while.
I know.
That is
he makes the singles. Does he?
No, he doesn't make that one.
No.
I'm gonna go here at that. What do you guys think? And then Cutter Crawford, he's been playing through there all the time. Hillenbrand's not been playing through 2023, so it's got to be maybe Strom there. Abe Alvarez.
Cutter's definitely there.
Is Abe Alvarez?
Abe
for Brazier?
Or is it Lars?
Lars seems like an older one to me. Who names their kid Lars?
That's swing. We got 3 outs.
Who calls their kid Lars and do that? Or like my grandma was named Frida. Nobody calls her.
Hey, we have a Lars on our team and he's only like 26.
Shout out Frida Withers. I don't know that either. All right, we're gonna go. I'll go stick with that. We're gonna go Abe. We're gonna Abe. I guess Abe. You're right. Abe and Lars. We're talking 1970s or like 1770s. Oh, way off. Way off, gentlemen. So fall.
That's our worst one yet.
That's by far. This is a tough one with that. I'm gonna go Strom there. I'm gonna go. What do you guys? I think Veritek didn't play for only Boston.
No,
he didn't play.
That has to be Cutter.
It's got to be Cutter. I think you're right. I think it's got to be what it is. And then Strom, right? It's got to be over Lars, right?
Yeah. Swing it.
Let's see what we got. 2. Oh, we're still off. Lars and Hillenbrand. So
Cutter can go into 2 categories. He has to go with Cassis.
He's got to go to Cassis. All right. Veritek, we'll go there with it. No. Hillenbrand. No, Veritek.
No, Lars is out.
Veritek's the Daltback. And then we got to go Lars there then. Is that what we got?
I think we're in
trouble here.
We're not in trouble yet. We're close.
So the Veritek was thrown.
So Veritek has to go with Cassis, I guess.
Yeah, he's got to go there.
And then Strom has to go back to Daltback.
And then Hillenbrand, I guess that's what it is.
No,
Hillenbrand and Strom are the key there. So that's the one. So Veritek played only for Boston. So that's what I thought.
Golly.
So because the 2023, I think.
Oh, I thought it meant only in 2023.
Yeah, I think that threw us off on that one. I think that threw us. All right.
I didn't know it meant. Sorry.
I haven't complained about them at all.
We didn't touch about the signing, but the Nick Pivetta did sign with the Padres. Or with the Padres here. So we'll go Padres as well.
4-year deal.
We'll test it. We'll test ourselves out with this one. All right. So Tyler, I love that Ryan Kolesko. I love it that Kolesko is on this with you. The TBS Braves. I love it that we get Ryan Cholesterol on this list here. Him and Phil Nevin. What a combination in San Diego. We get him in there with it. So, all right, gentlemen, let's try it out. Top 5 singles. Ron Gant. He definitely played with Ryan Kolesko. He had to.
He did in Atlanta. Did he in San Diego?
He's definitely not top 5 in singles in Padres history. I know
Dave Winfield's in top 5.
All right, I don't think Snell's got to be. How about Headley? Talk about a name.
Bogarts out of played for San Diego only.
Well, I mean, but played for 2023. He played for Cronesworth, so we'll get him over what? Blake Snell. Got him there at that.
No, Snell goes with Cronesworth. He didn't play with Kolesko.
He played with Cronesworth? When did he play with Cronesworth?
On San Diego.
All right, so he goes over what? Mike goes over Mike, right?
Didn't Hai-Seong Kim play with Cronenworth too?
He definitely did. So we got that. So I feel confident about those 3. How about played with Ryan? That's Ron Gant for sure.
Headley, did he play with Kolesko? Or is he after?
Oh man, I'm gonna say he was after, don't you?
Okay.
That's close. That one. I feel. Let's go Donnie Wall over that. So
Dave has to be in top.
I said Winfield can't be over there.
Over Clay Hensley. How do you guys feel about this one? You guys feel good about that?
I feel good about it, but
I don't feel great about this one. Out of it. 2, 1, 2. All right, we got one of them right. We got that.
We're better off on this one than the last one.
Walk off. You've made this harder on us than we need to. So Headley. He's got to be. It can't be singles, right, Tyler?
Did he only play for San Diego?
Is he that good of a hitter?
Hold on. First, figure out where Tankersley can fit.
Tankersley's got to probably go. I got to think he's got to go to 2023.
Okay, so get him over there then.
Sure.
All right. So we're moving Donnie Wall and Headley then? I feel like that's the only other option, right?
Yes.
I mean, Tyler, I'm just going to say it before I hit it.
How is Headley top 5?
I'm going to be shocked. I'm going to be like kicking myself if this is.
Oh
I
my
am
God.
stunned. I am
He scored.
stunned at this. I honestly cannot believe that Headley was top 5 singles. Like, that stuns me. I mean, he was I remember his name, but I'm not sitting here and saying like, oh, what a stud this guy was. I'm never thinking that about him. So that surprises me more.
Where was Tony Gwynn? Top 5.
Come on, help us out. Can we put Tony on this list? Can we make it a little easier on us?
Yeah.
But we're gonna get Eric on next week, so it's gonna be fun because I feel like Josh is gonna be kind of a fun episode. I hope maybe Tyler, you can even join us too with it. But like, just to kind of talk about the way he came up with that game, what was the ideas behind it? Like, obviously he's a hardcore baseball fan. If you're bringing up names like these guys, and he's a Mariners fan, which from the past, which is kind of fun for me because it gives me a chance to kind of. As the A's, he's like, yeah, I remember Johnny David. I was like, yeah, that was 1 year. I was like, yeah, I remember that. So that was kind of fun with those things as well. So, Logan Stone, get off your phone call. They might need your help. It's MLB trivia time. You get MLB trivia here with it.
Trivia. Thought we're done.
No. I always provide a little
trivia. And we got a
insight
flashback.
I always do.
Long show tonight.
I do. I played 16 seasons from 1999 to 2015. Ending my career. I finished 6th in MVP voting in 2006 with the Nationals. That's right. Those are it's obviously a little easier hit there.
I have a guess.
All right.
I'll wait.
I'll go hit number 2. I hit a total of 412 homers in my career. I led the American League in steals with 41 in 2002, and I led MLB in runs in 2001 with 128. So this guy, Ohtani, hit 132 runs this year, just to let you know. This guy he led the major league with 128, had 41 stolen bases in 2022. I feel like number 3 might give it away. Anybody want to take a guess here?
Go ahead, Tyler.
I don't. I don't know. Alfonso Soriano is my guess.
Hit number 3. I had to go ahead a homer versus Kurt Schilling in Game 7 of the 2001 World Series to put us up 3-2 before a Rivera Blues save. I was a 7-time All-Star, a 4-time Silver Slugger, All-Star Game MVP in 2024, and Josh Edwards. He's one of the best for a reason, McGurk. He got it right. It is Alfonso Soriano. He is with it. Here it is, folks. Well done, McGurk. You had it early with it.
Good man. Good call.
I had it for Logan thinking he might be on with it. Here's his first career home run, and it was a walk-off.
It was
That's the way to do it.
MVP of the Futures game at the Fenway Park, the ball game played by minor leaguers before the All-Star game. Hit 2 home runs in that game.
Deep to left, near the pole. If it's fair, gone. Yankees win on Soriano's first major league hit, a home run. Wow, what a finish.
Oh, the Yankees. He was a really good player.
I feel like I always felt like with him, like when he got traded to the Rangers in that deal, right, for A-Rod. And then he goes to Texas, Tyler. He has those good deals, then he goes to the Nationals, has a great 1 year. And then he ends up in a great deal with the Cubs. The Cubs never could figure it out. And he ends up retiring with the Yankees. He's not a Hall of Famer, but man, he's definitely one of the. I think that's why you got him. He's one of the top players in our lifetime. He's one of those guys. Maybe not a Jason Giambi, but he's one of those guys that's like he's a stud. He just wasn't 412 home runs. I mean that's a damn a lot for a guy that swung he was. He struck.
See, that's what got me. I was like, it can't be Soriano. He didn't hit that many home runs. Like when you said it, I was like, no, that can't be right.
Yeah, like there's no way that can't be hit with it.
I guess I didn't realize he hit that many.
I mean, Soriano was pretty legit. He was pretty.
I think
legit.
he was a victim of that trade too, because it was traded for A-Rod, and people always just compared him to what he was doing, and it was like, well, it's not going to be the same numbers.
You think that's what it was? You think that's what it was?
I mean, definitely. If he stayed in New York and put up the same exact numbers, he would have been a Hall of Fame. Like if he had those same numbers and played in New York his whole career.
It's a good argument.
I think people would look at him a lot differently.
I think it's a real good argument, actually.
Yeah, I think the Soriano thing, like they said, like I said, like I remember when he hit that home run, like that will never not stick out to me as that home run he hit off Kurt Schilling, because I was like, they're gonna win 4 in a row. I mean, that's what I just remember that sticking out. Like, this guy's a stud. They have another young player, and he hits a home run off Kurt Schilling to give him a lead. Mario Rivera, you think's gonna keep the game where it is, and they just could. He would have been the star of the show. He would have been the guy that gave them the World Series with that win. And I just think that changed a lot with them. So, Tyler McGurk, I could tell you had it. Hit number 1. Good, nice job with that, sir. That you could get it. All right, let's get to Buck before we get it.
What a ride! The Cardinals are world champs in 2011.
All right, we get to it. This involves my Oakland Athletics and the guy that we used to call, what was it, Country Biscuit or whatever his name was there. I don't know what his name was. Billy Butler. One of my favorite moments. We had catchers all time, so let's enjoy a little old school here. Billy Butler versus catcher here on the Indians.
See what happens. Look at, he's framing that pitch and holding it. He probably set something up, and now Butler's going to complete his case to Jimenez. Jimenez, shut up, get in there and hit.
Make it easier for the guys behind you, but tough for the pitchers. But these guys, they don't think about that.
Tell you what,
got some action going on.
Is this Jimenez and Butler, or is it the umpire? Oh yeah, it is.
Yes, sir. Go at it.
Was his name Jimenez, or was it supposed to be?
That one is belted to left. And that baby's gone, and Jimenez is not happy with Butler at all.
You see him flip his bat?
He flipped his bat a long ways back behind home plate. So the umpires all start walking toward the home plate area.
And Trip Gibson pushing Jimenez back. And Billy Butler crushed it and then flipped his bat almost half.
Josh,
he was classy enough to run straight to the dugout. I give him that.
I just like that video. We talked catchers. I had a lot of them to go with, but I was like, all right, that's fun. We got Jimenez getting it with Butler. Billy Butler's a name we haven't heard in a long time. Ex-Royal as well. So I thought that was kind of
disappointed
a
in you.
I'm a little disappointed. I thought that was a good one with him hitting. I love how the catcher defends the pitcher, right? Like, and then Butler's going at him on that. So just kind of a good. And like I said, like catcher was kind of the star of the show tonight with it. I know McGurk had to leave here. Logan got on a phone call with the president, so we had to get going here on some of the things here with it. But Josh Edwards, I thought we had a good show tonight. Appreciate Logan. Appreciate
it was a lot of fun.
This was a lot of fun. We obviously went an hour and a half. Usually they went a little about 15 minutes longer, maybe 15 minutes longer than we usually do. But I thought that was worth it. We don't the catcher comparison in the future. I usually don't do with all the positions, but knowing your love for that position, I thought it was fun. Appreciate Aaron and Susie tuning into the chat here. Always appreciate that as well. Edwards, I feel like we're in baseball season. I feel like me and you are. I feel like we're ready to go here in a little bit here.
I'm getting there. I still need another week of spring training, get loose and get back in shape, gameplay. But we're getting there. But again, I'm disappointed in you tonight.
What are you disappointed? Where did I go wrong tonight?
The flashback should have been Yachty's last year when he got into it with. He was a Nationals player, I think.
Where did Josh go wrong? No, just kidding.
Everywhere. And basically, Yachty said, "Go ahead if you want to steal, go for it." And then Yachty gunned him down after they knew he was going to steal. He knew he was going to steal, and it was to see who was better. And Yachty showed him up, and Yachty was 20 years older than him. Yeah, that was the one I was hoping for tonight.
It is on the hit list. I will say that it is on a deep list. I have a lot of deep. You got to imagine. I'm hitting bookmarks a lot, so I have a deep list. We only have one show a week, so we got a lot of them. There was on the list with it. Appreciate Logan joining tonight. Appreciate Tyler. We're gonna have. I really do. I'm looking forward to Eric coming on next week to do the walk off with us.
Awesome.
Kind of talk about that and just get our thoughts on baseball. Appreciate his support with our show and that stuff with it. Appreciate the 58 people that joined us tonight in the chat or in the show here as well. McGurk, appreciate you taking the time here on a Thursday night. Logan Stone, now you got stuff going on. Edwards, I think we're gonna have to take that the week of February off. I'm gonna be at science camp, believe it or not, with my kids here. So unless you and Logan want to go old school, which might be the case, I will not be there that week. But next week we'll have Eric on from Walk Off, which will be a lot of fun for us. We really do appreciate his support with that stuff, and it's been fun playing his games tonight. He got us on a lot of them. So
yeah, he smoked us tonight, man.
He got us tonight on a lot of that stuff. But always appreciate you, sir. It's good to be kind of I feel like we're getting closer to spring here. Kind of
Right.
getting those vibes a little bit. I got some rain here still in Northern California, but
we got snow yesterday and this morning. So
yeah, well, we got rain, so I guess that's what it was. I remember our kids at my school were like, "Do you think it will flood?" I go, "If you pray really hard." No, you pray really hard.
you better
We
build up.
will not get school with it. So that was it. Susie, Aaron, do appreciate it with it. Aaron, go Mets, baby! I got him at number 1 for you. Josh Edwards, I feel like we're baseball season. I feel like we're back a little bit here, so I feel like we're ready to go with it. Edwards, appreciate you as always. Appreciate everybody that joined the show. We'll see you next week. Eric Walkoff, Tyler McGurk, Logan Stone, Josh Edwards. I'm Darren Breyer. We'll see you next week. Peace.